A free Steam game. That got your attention? How about hot Android waifus? No? Ah well, thanks anyway. But if you are still here, welcome to Dialogue, or D1alouge, a free game on Steam from the creators known as Cherrypicker. This is once again a free game that released earlier this month, February 2026, that you can play right now. It's a futuristic cyberpunk visual novel set in a dystopian world. Stop me if you've heard this before. But even though it is free, I honestly feel like they could have gotten away with charging 99 cents or $1.99 for it. I think it's pretty good for as short as it is, although it is pretty simple. Right off the bat, this game is heavily inspired by the game Valhalla, or VA11 released in 2016 by Sukeban Games. I've already talked about that game in my 25 visual novel recommendations, which you should check out. It's a visual novel bartending game set in a futuristic cyberpunk dystopian world with android waifus. Stop me if you've heard this before. Okay, I'm kidding. But dialogue is not subtle about its inspiration at all. During the main game, a Valhalla reference sits on the main screen as a constant reminder. Not too subtle, but again, I really like the game. I'm just teasing a bit. And while Valhalla is a much longer game with a much stronger narrative, dialogue takes the edge in character design and gameplay, as the gameplay in Valhalla, in my opinion, was really weak. Kind of just an excuse to call it a game and not just a visual novel, but that's just my opinion. Dialogue is a game in which you play as Chris, a 22-year-old man who is an expert at working on Eves. Eves are this universe's version of androids, and he repairs them with outdated equipment. Despite his apparent skill, he operates out of a small, dank shop in the middle of a shady part of town. For narrative reasons you'll find out later. But as an Eve mechanic, you regularly operate and repair Eves that visit your shop, but it quickly becomes apparent that not only are you an expert at repair, but the reason that you have so many return customers is, pun intended, because of the dialogue he has with the Eves. They appreciate that you are friendly towards them and enjoy the conversations that you have with them. They like it so much that a couple even fall for you. There's even a love triangle that forms later in the game, but again, this game is short, so I'll let you discover it for yourself. The only real major complaint I have about the game is the opening. Seriously, my big complaint happens in the first 5 minutes. The opening is slow, and I mean really slow. It does a really poor job of world building. It just throws all this interesting information at you all at once, and you barely learn much about it at all, and a lot of these things are never followed up. I mean, for example, we have pile driving androids, zombie people, a weirdly sexual text conversation with your little sister. Yeah, I saw your head turn just now. Degenerate. Though trust me, it makes sense in context. I'm just messing with you. You can go back to your game now. Anyway, dialogue takes place once again in a futuristic dystopia with the Eves, and the world is just now getting around to accepting romance between Eves and humans. But that's not really the focus of the game. You aren't going on dates or making slick dialogue choices, pun intended. Rather, you spend time with the Eves that come to your shop that conversate with you before and after and during the repairs. Now, this is the fun part. The gameplay is really good. It's complicated at first. The game doesn't do the best job of explaining what you're doing, but you'll get the hang of it pretty quick. It's simple once you get the hang of it. And there's no way to screw it up so badly that you fail the mission or get a bad ending or something like that. If I had to compare it to something, I'd compare it to a Sonic game. Yeah, that's an odd comparison, isn't it? Well, what I mean is that in a Sonic game, like Sonic Adventure 2 for example, the game really isn't difficult to complete at all. If you just want to get through from start to finish, you can do so in one sitting. But the real fun comes from the challenging part of it, getting everything perfect and stylish. And that's what this gameplay delivers. Sure, you can get the job done easily and quickly enough if you just want the story, but completing the jobs in the time to beat or moves to beat is a real challenge. Another small complaint though, this one's minor, the difficulty's kind of all over the place. The game starts at a medium difficulty and then it gets super difficult for like one or two repairs, and then the rest of the game is surprisingly easy. Not just because you're getting better at it, but I mean, just the final few puzzles are just kind of, they're just kind of routine. No real end boss or anything like that. I found myself replaying the game just to do the puzzles again and skipping through the dialogue segments. I kinda wish this was its own thing, honestly, or even a mini game, maybe a challenge mode you can do once you beat the game, but whatever. Anyway, am I asking too much out of a free game? Yeah, absolutely I am. But I really want you to play it for yourselves. It's really good, surprising even. The story itself, again, really isn't that deep. It's kind of straightforward, and you'll probably see the big reveal or plot twist coming from a mile away, but it was still fun to read. Now remember, I'm not a game reviewer, I'm a game advertiser, so I want you to check it out for yourself. The characters themselves are all really fun and really attractive. There's no one in this game I disliked. It's definitely more waifu and less drama. It's a fun, relaxing experience as you go through this story, explore Chris's backstory, and explore the budding romance between Chris and the Eves. There is a bigger narrative and story out there in this world, yet for the most part, we're just focusing on one small part of it, a lone young android repairman and the conversations he has with this harem of hot android waifus. I'd buy that for $1, but I don't know. I don't do reviews.